morning. You're in the kitchen with Busy Mimi, and I'm getting ready to cook my dinner for today. It's 11 o'clock, and it's only going to take about an hour for my meal to cook, but I want to get it started. My chicken, I took it out, but I didn't take it out until late, and so it hasn't completely frozen. Doesn't matter, because I'm going to let it soak in this brine. I have about a fourth or a third of a cup of salt that I mix in this water and dissolve it completely. And then I'm going to put my chicken in here and let it stay for about 2 hours. It doesn't only take about 2 hours for it to thaw. Okay, I have about 7 or 8 pounds. This is 1.5 pounds of boneless chicken thighs. And I have, how many pounds? 6.5 pounds of the chicken leg quarters, Purdue chicken leg quarters. And what's a 1.5 pounds? That's 8 pounds. 8 pounds of chicken. And I'm going to put this in the water and let this soak until everything is defrosted. And the salt does two things. First, it will kill any bacteria on the skin, on the outside of the chicken. And number two, it's going to infuse into the chicken, adding a lot of flavor and juiciness. Okay, here's my chicken. Some of it is still frozen. The leg quarters are still frozen, partially frozen. And in another couple hours, they should be completely thawed. And I'll finish my meal prep at that time. In the meantime, I'm going to sit back and put my feet up. It's in there now. So now I'm going to do is I'm taking it out to dry it off, because I'm going to brown it in my big pot until the dinner's ready. So this is going to take about an hour to finish cook, about 1.5 hours to finish cooking. So I want to get this on the stove as soon as possible. In the meantime, I got to get this all dry. Okay, now I'm getting ready to brown my chicken. I just finished drying it off as much as possible. It's not going to be perfectly dry, but at least it doesn't have all the moisture it had in the beginning. And I'm put it in here, and I got to be careful. What I don't want to do is move it around once it starts to sizzle, because you want it to brown really good. I'm going to brown it about 5 minutes on each side. I'm not browning it to finish cooking it. I'm just browning it to get some flavor. Brown equals flavor. Okay, this is what the chicken looks like while it's browning. See all those nice crusty brown pieces and stuff like that? Oh yeah, and this is the same pot I'm going to cook it in. So I'm going to get this last chicken out, put my rice in here, put my onions in here, let my onions cook up and caramelize. Then I'm going to put my rice in with my broth and everything like that. And I'll be right back. Crusty bits are going to be so much flavor. And again, I used about 3 tablespoons, maybe 4 tablespoons of olive oil. Brown my chicken and all that good stuff is still left in there. Ooh, yes indeedy. So now I'm getting ready to do my onions. And those are my little ones in the back. Sorry about that. Okay, everything's browning up really nice. The brown you see is the fawn. That's what's in the box. What's called that brown stuff in the pot. Fawn. And I have in here 6 small onions. Now these might be kind of medium to some people, but we love onions. To us, that's medium to small. And I have 6 of them in here. I chopped them up, and they're in here. And I'm scraping the fawn off, which is not really necessary, because once I start putting in the broth and stuff like that, it's going to come up anyway. Okay. The chatter you hear is kids. They always seem to want to do their homework at the island in the kitchen. I guess they keep an eye on me, and in case I need any tasters. They just finished their snack, and they're pretty well satiated for the next, because we're not having dinner until 6. That's about 2 hours from now, so they already had their snack. Okay, now I'm going to add in 1 heaping tablespoon of minced garlic. And that's a heaping. That's a heaping. It's probably like 2 regular ones, but put it in there like that. And then, what I don't want to happen is I don't want it to burn. There's nothing worse than burnt garlic. So I'll do this right here for right now. And the onions are just about where I want them. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my rice. Turn my fire down and add my rice. Cook a little bit more, about a minute, for my garlic to let the flavor infuse everything else. And now I'm going to put my rice in. I'm going to add in about 4 cups of brown rice. 4 cups of brown rice. Stir that all in here. And then I'm going to add about 8 to 9 cups of broth. Well, actually, I'm adding water. And then I'm going to use some chicken stock base out the jar. Mix this up like that, and then I'm going to add my water in. Mix it. Okay, I am adding in the water. Okay, that's 2 quarts of water. Oops. Oh no, 2 quarts of water. And I didn't want my hand get it. Anyway, 2 quarts of water. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to scrape up as much of that fond off the bottom as I can. If it doesn't come up, it's fine, but I like it to be all through the rice. Next, I'm going to add in my chicken base. All right. Next, I have the chicken base. It's about 3 tablespoons of chicken base. And I'm going to stir that up and all through the rice. I got rice and broth. I added an extra 2 cups to this to make allowance for the vegetables that I'm going to put in, because once all the vegetables are going to suck up some of the water also, and I don't want the rice to be dry and not be nice and soft. I like my rice nice and fluffy, but I don't want to have any uncooked kernels in there. Okay, so next I'm going to put in my frozen vegetables. Okay, here goes the vegetable. I'm putting in 2 pounds of frozen mixed veggies. If you have canned, fine, but I like to use the frozen because I don't have to add any, because it's enough salt in here, and a lot of times the canned vegetables will have a lot of salt. So put that in there like that, and that's going to come to a boil in a few moments, but I want to get my chicken in there before it does. So I'm getting ready to put my chicken in here. I'm not adding any salt to this, but once I get my chicken in there, I have some other seasonings I'm going to add. Alright, these are the herbs and spices I'm going to add to the chicken, to the rice and veggies. I'm going to add about half of this. This all together is probably almost a cup. And it's 3 heaping teaspoons of, wait a minute, my phone about to down me. 3 heaping teaspoons of chives, parsley, paprika, and chicken, Montreal chicken seasoning. I'm going to add half of that to my rice and veggies, and once my chicken's in there, I'm going to sprinkle the rest on top of the chicken. Okay, now I've got my chicken in here, and I'm sprinkling the rest of the herbs and spices all over my chicken, and no salt, other than what's in all of the spices, especially the Montreal chicken seasoning. Put my top on, and I'm going to come back in 1 hour. I'm going to put this on high to start, and then I'm going to reduce it to a simmer once it starts to boil. Right now it's on high, and I'm going to reduce it once it starts to boil. I'm going to reduce it to a simmer for 1 hour, and we'll be right back. I have to say, I am so sorry. This was so good. The kids were hungry that day. They jumped into that pot, and by the time I got around to filming, but there was nothing left. They ate all of it. It was delicious. I'll have to make this again and give you a look-see so you can see what it actually looks like on a plate. But they dug in and turned around, 10 minutes later, it was gone before I could get the camera. That's it.